Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your man Vito for real, Vito, Vici, Get Geechee, and all that wicked shit. DMV affiliates in the motherfucking building. We got another special episode of Affiliates TV, DMV behind the scenes. And today, first off, I want to say shout out to my sponsor at Capital Magazine. But first off, we sitting here with an R&B singer. This brother right here is very talented, man. Like, this brother is a singer. He's a songwriter. He's a musician. A band leader, you know what I mean? And in my opinion, the DMV's opinion, I believe he is one of the future stars of the R&B game coming out of DMV. Now, please, with all due pleasure, for the ladies and the gentlemen, please introduce yourself, brother.
Yo, my name is Kenny Sway, singer-songwriter, performer, street performer, you know, the whole 9 yards, man, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. So this is the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Where do you hail from, brother?
C Pleasant, Maryland. You know, born and raised.
Oh yeah, C Pleasant. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
C Pleasant, Maryland.
Yeah, Cap Heights. That's my stomping ground.
I
love it. So I mean, like, so what was it like growing up in C Pleasant, like, for you?
I mean, for me, it was definitely it was rough. You know, just trying to, you know, wing our way out of poverty and stuff like that. You know, my mother moved us out of the ghetto, you know, at a very, very young age. You know, I think 13 at the time, you know, when I moved away from, you know, C Pleasant and we moved elsewhere. But I think that was the best decision that my mother could have made for us and my brothers and sisters, because, you know, I ain't buried none of my brothers and sisters yet, and none of us locked up. So I think that's a very good, you know, it was a very good thing that my mother did that for us.
Yeah.
Especially knowing, you know, the people I know, which is dead or locked up, or people I watch grow up is either dead or locked up. So, you know, I think that was a very good decision that I will always appreciate that my mother did. You know, she did everything she could to get us out, you know, and made it happen.
Now, I mean, and shout out to your moms too, man, because I know that's got to be a hard decision to sit there and have to uproot for whatever circumstance. And I mean, like, I got to ask you, because you are a singer, and a very talented singer. Did you come from like a musical household? Does your mom sing? Your brother?
Yeah, I mean, we always musically inclined. Like I said, my mom she could sing a little bit, and, you know, my uncles and stuff like that. Like, so we was always, you know, the talented ones in the family. Like, it was 5 of us, and, you know, my brothers danced and played the drums and keys and stuff like that. I sing and write, and my sister always sung and write and stuff like that. So we was always around that music. You know, my mother always kept us into doing something actively in music. And I always say, you know, if my mother had the money to put us in a music art school or something like that, I think she would have done that. You know what I mean? But of course, unfortunately, we ain't really, you know, we had to work with what we had as far as like chorus and stuff like that in school. So basically, you know what I mean, that's basically it with that. You know, like, we was always, you know, interested in music, you know, and it wasn't forced. You feel me?
Yeah. And so, was the household like your first inspirations to do music, and like, when did you actually start singing?
Well, I mean, I was the type, you know, that, you know, my mother was always pushing my older sister more than myself, because nobody actually really knew that I sing, that I can sing. You know what I mean? Nobody really. I wasn't the one that they looked at first, because my sister was always in, you know, talent shows, and my mother was putting her head like the public playhouse and stuff like that, opening up for certain artists like Genuine and singing the national anthem, you know, at the you know, the boxing matches and stuff that my sister used to do that. And, you know, of course, I used to sit back and like, damn, I want to do that too. Like, I got a voice, but nobody actually really knew that I had a voice until years later. Like, dang, like, Kenny can actually sing. Like, oh, dang, that's Kenny Man singing. Like, you know, they used to call me Kenny Man before, you know, as a child. But, you know, they was like, it caught everybody by surprise, because they was like, the people that watched me grow up, they used to be like, yo, I didn't know that you sung, or I didn't even know you sung like that. Like, oh, you sound that good. Cause I ain't never used to like do it when I was little, but I knew that I had a voice when I was little, you know. So
Wow. So, I mean, I would like to. I honestly heard that your sister sounds like she was a little bit of an inspiration as well, because I mean, at least I see an example in that. Like my older sister is a news anchor.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I'm sitting here and she's interviewed Michelle Obama, and I'm sitting here interviewing Kenny Sway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like, you know, I mean, sometimes it's funny how, you know, our siblings' paths can sometimes, you know, even add a little bit of, all right, look, I gotta get my own, like, you know, like, nah, I want my shine.
Yeah, one thing about that is it was never like competition, or you know, it wasn't like, yo, why I'm not being the one to sing or nothing like that. It wasn't nothing. It was never like that in my family, because we always was the ones to encourage each other.
Right.
You know, we was always the one like, dang, like, you know, you should sing it this way, but, you know, that way still sounds good, but try this way too. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like...
Very encouraging.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like, yo, you need to stop, or, you know, you're not going to make it. It was never that negative energy in our household. You know, my uncle always said, you know, even as a child, and he tell me this till today, you know what I mean? That, yo, if anybody going to make it, Kenny going to make it. And I used to always wonder, like, why he said that about me and not, you know, my other siblings. Because I guess he saw, like, which everybody see now, the determination, you know, the drive, the hustle, the mindset, the go out and get it type of mindset that I got. So I'm gonna make something happen by any means necessary. And that's always been my attitude. My attitude always been, yo, not worrying about how it's not gonna happen or when it's gonna happen. It was always, yo, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna create it, and if it don't work, I'm gonna do something else to create it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna constantly think highly of, and be that confident artist to be like, yo, by any means necessary, I'm gonna make it happen with or without anybody.
I respect that, brother.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, when did you actually start recording?
So I did my first song. So it's crazy. So the producer that my sister was working with when she was young, I called him up, and it was like, yo, I got some songs that I wrote, but I need music. And he was like, okay, come past the studio. So I sung him the records that I wrote, and he created the music to it.
Oh, nice.
And
he built around it.
Yeah, he built around it was just lyrics at the time, because like I said, I didn't have access to anybody, but I knew him as a child because I used to go to his daycare.
Okay.
You know, his mother owned a daycare on Central Avenue.
Wow, everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, and I remember where the studio was as a kid, because my sister used to go there. So I ended up just calling him up because he used to drive the van to take us home. So I ended up, you know, getting his number, calling him up. His name was Ty. You know, shout out to Ty, you know, because that was my first producer that actually sat down with me and, like, showed me the ropes of recording. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was back in 2009, maybe like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, and you need somebody to show you the measures.
And basically, that's 2010, 2011. That was when I was very first start getting into the process of recording. And, you know, and being comfortable in the studio. You know, and at the interview, I send you some joints to post, you know, like the dates and stuff like that. So,
that's dope.
So it can be accurate to, like, yo, look, I really did this back at the time, you know, so the timelines could be, you know, accurate. But yeah, so I basically hit him up and I was like, yo, I got this song called Messed Up, and, you know, I want to create something to it. And we sat and we created, and it was cool. So, and then maybe 2012, 13, that's when the street performance started. And I kind of shied away from the studio with him because I think the roof ended up caving in the studio, so we couldn't record, like,
oh wow.
So we had to shut the studio down. So, but then I started, you know, just, you know, listening to tracks, you know, building my lyrics around music online now. So yeah. At that point, dude, this is a whole lot, because then I gotta rewind, because when we had moved to Upper Marlboro, my boy from my church named Damien, he gave us his laptop, with a whole lot of beats that he got offline with.
Oh,
and
nice.
We used to
shout out to Damien.
we used to record, and again, he was another influence that gave me that, you know, that recording process. You know what I mean? Creating records, because he like, all right, so if you ain't got a producer, they be selling beats online.
Oh yeah.
So we typed in the joint called, he hit me to the joint called SoundClick.
Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah.
And when SoundClick, you know, was popping back, it's still popping now.
Yeah,
and
beats on beats.
I frequently, you know, go to it just to get some inspiration, because I mean, now I'm working with like producers that I ain't even got to pay for anything now. So it's one of those situations where,
beautiful situation.
You know, I started just writing songs from off the internet and just creating the music around it. And, just connecting with different people. Like shout out to my boy Overtime Sims. You know, he another guy that, you know, I met on the train. And this is way before the street performer. I met him on the train, and he used to have a studio in Petworth, Uptown, in DC. And we used to just ride the train. You know, I used to go to work, come home. I mean, you know, get off, go to the studio with him. You know, just beat and just shadow him to see how he recording and stuff like that. And you know, one thing led to another. And then it was one day we just sat. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm tired of working. You know what I mean? And I think it was at a lowest point where we was like, yo, dude, we ain't got no money to eat right now, but we still trying to make it. So I'm like, man, look, I'm about to set up shop and street perform.
Yeah. And
so he laughed and thought it was like, this dude ain't, you know, he ain't serious. But I was dead ass serious. You feel me? I was dead serious. So one thing led to another. You know, I just started street performing, you know, going into the metro, making a little bit of money here and there, you know, just hopping in off and on the metro and stuff like that. This is back in 2013, 14. You know, I was still working 13, 14, but when I really, like, one day I walked into work, and, you know, my boss was like, he was like, can I help you? And I'm like, dude, chill out. Like,
right.
Get out of here. Like, what you talking about? So he was like, no, you don't work here no more. And mind you, at the time that I was going back and forth to work, I was coming in with my keyboard.
Right. I've seen pictures of you.
You understand?
Yeah.
I was coming in with my all black keyboard. I spray painted it all black, and I would work maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Like, I wasn't really getting no hours like that anyway. And then it was a sandwich shop. You feel me? So I would walk in, do my hours, and I would try to leave as early as possible so I can go out and make some money on the street. Because I really, at that point in time, I was just like, man, forget working. Like,
you get more money on the street.
My point exactly. I was like, I wasn't even really worried about, you know, just clocking in and stuff like that. And then it got to a place where I was like, man, I can't do it. Because I used to work like crazy. I was a manager for Chipotle. Used to work at Nando's. They used to have this joint called Tackle Box in Georgetown. That was a crab joint. People probably don't even remember that joint used to be there.
Nah, I do.
You understand? Taylor was my actually last job. Shake Shack. Just to name a few. Forever 21. Like, I had all these jobs. Like, it wasn't no, like, I was hustling. I was grinding. You know, I had all these jobs because I wanted money. And I wanted to be, you know, I wanted money in my pocket. So once I quit Shake Shack, and then I was still at Taylor, you know, Taylor kind of just got a little, you know, I just got tired of it, you know, just clocking in, cashiering and stuff like that. And, you know, it was the best thing that he could have ever done, would tell me that I didn't work here, because after that I didn't look back.
Yeah.
I didn't look back. And, you know, I basically, like, I'm telling you my whole story, bro, because people gotta actually know where,
tell them
the process of, you know, the viralness and stuff like that. And it ain't just happened overnight. So basically what happened, one thing led to another with that. And then, you know, I made $200 that day when I got fired. Picked up my check for 2 weeks later of the same, like that, after that 2 weeks, and that joint was $200.
So you already saw it. Like, I made in one day.
In one day I made $200, and in 2 weeks I made $200. Which one you gonna do? Which one is more lucrative? Which one is more beneficial?
Sound like the craft is already calling you, brother.
You understand?
Giving you signs. To me, in that story, I hear the potential of what your craft was already showing you that was coming.
Yeah.
You know.
And I wasn't taking a no for answer by any means necessary. It's either if I don't have a circumstance, I go out there and create it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If I didn't have a platform, I go out there and create the platform. If I couldn't get into clubs, I was gonna perform right in front of your club, and make it happen. Because it happened a few times. Adams, DuPont Circle. I would be out there performing in front of the clubs, and a lot of people don't even know that the Ozios, I used to perform right there. Just set up shop and just perform, not even caring what anybody said or did. You know what I mean? The only thing they could have said, yo, you can't do it right here, move. That was the only thing. But I was kind of that life of the party. You know what I mean? I was right in front of the clubs, and U Street. You know what I mean? Like another stomping ground that I did. U Street was popping at night.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to literally, bruh. Like, I ain't used to drive back in the day or none of that type. So I ain't had no car. I used to hustle like crazy. Like, go to Chinatown. When I can't be at Chinatown, this is way before they start pressing, the time audience and, you can't do this at a certain time. Dude, I used to be on U Street day in and day out, going home, catching a bus 3 in the morning when the clubs was ending.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I used to be out there hustling. I used to be out there grinding, and people know that. And I used to have this small little bucket or hat or something I used to have, and this older guy walked up to me. He was like, yo, you think big, you get big.
Mm.
I'm like, what you mean by that? He was like, get a bigger bucket. Get a bigger something to put your money in. And that's when I start using the buckets. And that bucket used to be filling up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, at least like $300 or $400 used to be in that joint. I used to count. So we're gonna fast forward all the way. I mean, you got any more questions?
Of course. I mean, I'm just trying not to interrupt, brother. Excuse me. I want to know how Kenny Sway came. I mean, tell me that story of the name. Like, cause you said Kenny's like your real name, right?
Well, Kendrick is my real name.
Kendrick.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody used to call me Kenny Man.
Okay, Kenny Man.
But of course, I got older, and I adopted the name Kenny Sway. And how Kenny Sway came about was, my godmother, they used to have this thing called Sway. Like, it was just something called Sway, on Twitter or something like that. And I just put Kenny in front of it and then made Kenny Sway my stage name.
Nice.
Because I used to go by Kendrick Lights.
Kendrick Lights?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kendrick
Nice.
Lights was something that I went by, but then, when I adopted the name Kenny Sway, because everybody was, doing the Sway thing, it kind of just stuck. It was real clever, real marketable.
Oh yeah.
And and it was real catchy too, and it was memorable.
Sounds smooth.
Yeah, real smooth. Kenny Sway. So it was like, that's how that came about.
Nice. So I mean, and for the image that you're building, I mean, how did you create this sound, man? Like, because like you give a remnants of like a Maxwell, like a Neo, even an MJ. You know what I'm saying? A Frank. I hear a little bit of Frank Ocean, a little bit of Kim. Like, like how did you sonically come up with your sound?
I knew. I mean, people. I mean, it's always compared to like Maxwell or something like that. It's because of the way, because I sing their songs like or even better. You understand? So it's one of those situations where my sound kind of. I always knew I had my own sound. Like, you can't, people know like, yo, that's Kenny Sway right there.
Right.
You understand? And I'll be singing a Temptation song, or I'll be singing a Maxwell song. It's just how I sing their songs, I make it my own, and I kind of like put my own sound to it, but also having them still listen with having a familiar ear, like, dang, like, that sound like the radio. Yeah. You understand? Like
on live performance, like I've seen the video of you at Chinatown.
Yeah.
Singing a Maxwell song, and I mean, like, I think that's the video that went one of the videos that went viral.
Yeah.
It was like a girl. She looked like she was in concert seeing, you know, whether she saw Maxwell or whether she just was amazed at how good Kenny Sway was singing. She was wrapped up in it.
Yeah, it was
in the moment.
And everybody get wrapped up. You know what I mean? And it's not one time that people don't walk. Dude, when I open my mouth, it's just like it's like a standstill. Like people walking past, like, yo, dude, this not him singing Whitney. Yo, that can't be him. You know what I mean? And because I got the beard and, you know, the glasses and stuff like that, and, you know, I'm a little skinny, like, people don't expect that falsetto to come out of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? People always say it's not natural. You know what I mean? It's something it has to be something sinking spiritually to even utter up out. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's a God's given gift. You know, like, no schooling, no nothing. You know, just straight and natural. And I've always listened to real singers.
Right.
You understand? I'm not listening to none of that new crap or, you know, what they got going on and the compressed vocals. Like, nah, man. I listen to, like, Joe or Brian McKnight or, you know, Maxwell or, you know, Michael Jackson, like, people that had natural voices, The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, you know, Sam Cooke, you know, Marvin Gaye. Like, those male vocalists, like Eddie Kendricks, you know, David Ruffin, when they was on their single stuff, like, all that stuff resonate, like, it's in me, you know, because that's what I grew up on, like, honey, you are my shining star, like, all that, like, I grew up on all of that sound, and I just kind of took it, and, dude, my first song was Just My Imagination in first grade.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Listen, I'm talking singing Just My Imagination, Temptations, a song that was out way before I was born. I sang that song in first grade. You understand? So it's like,
that's a deep song too.
Dude, I'm telling you, like,
classic song.
People was looking, like, in first grade, me singing in first grade, like, how did this young dude know that? How did he know that? That just lets you know what my mindset was. That just lets you know where I was sonically with music. Like, I was beyond the years. I was beyond, like, my age. Like, I never played sports. I don't play football, basketball. I suck at any sport you can probably put me on. But when it comes to the stage and, you know, that mic it's a done deal. I
mean, that's your that might be your calling right there, brother. I mean, just like it's certain cats, they can throw a football, but they can't sing a lick. They can't play a note.
You understand? Like, I believe music is. I knew at a young age that I wanted to do music for the rest of my life. For an example, I was on the street maybe a couple years back, maybe 5 years ago. My mentor / teacher, I was in middle school. He set the class down. He said, "What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do or be when you grow up?" I said, "I want to be a performer and singer." That's in middle school. So we're gonna fast forward a couple years back. The same guy ran into me. His name Brother Victorious. Shout out to him. You know, real good brother, real conscious brother. He took a picture. He's like, "Yo, let me take a picture." Baby, I was singing on the street. He took a picture. Later that night, I saw a Facebook post. He's, "Yo, this is the same young man that I mentored in middle school." He said he wanted to be a singer and performer when he grew up, and he's doing exactly what he said he was gonna do.
Facts.
That just lets you know, man. I'm determined. Like, I'm gonna be exactly what I want to be. You know what I mean?
No question. And let me just, because I got a couple more questions for you. I'm gonna let you go. I know this is a great opportunity. I gotta ask you everything. So fast forward to the music that you creating today. Like, I mean, how do you come up with songs like Understanding? Come up with songs like, I mean, Messed Up, you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, you got songs like Mrs. Piano. My wife, by the way, my wife loves that song, brother.
Man, appreciate it.
My wife loves that. Like, when I first played it, my wife played it. She was like, "Who is this?" I'm downloading the song, and I was like, "Oh, this Kenny's Way." Like, you know what I mean? Like, and instantly, like, she became a fan. And so, how do you come up with these songs? I mean, are they coming from a real place? Are they,
Well, some songs come from a real place. Relationship wise, I ain't really experienced anything like tragic or anything like that. I never been cheated on or stuff like that, so I can't really explain in that aspect. But majority of my songs come from situations like Mrs. Piano was. I'm just basically talking about music, and don't graduate. Meaning what happens when you graduate? You go to the next level. Like, I don't want you to graduate out of my life because I want you to always be here.
That's a deep song too, brother.
You understand? And people don't know, like, I mean, of course, some people would joke about, like, yo, what's black of a kind? What I was talking about, black of a kind, you always be my black of a kind, meaning my all black keyboard that I spray painted. You know what I mean? Even if I paint your keys another color, you will always be my black of a kind.
Right.
You know what I mean? And of course, people wouldn't know what that mean because it really don't give it no dialogue in the song. I just say it because I basically wrote the song personally for me, and not knowing that it's just my personal experience with music. You know what I mean? And I didn't put the song out because I wanted to gain anything from it. It was just, okay, this was a good song, good melody, good lyrics to me. It's just personal for me, and if anybody can take away from it, I mean, that's fine too. You know what I mean? But I just wrote that song personally for me, and it came out to be an amazing song that I believe. Some people will think different, but that's their opinion. I
mean, it's a great song, brother. I mean, songs like Perfection, Nothing Without Me.
Oh man,
You Got It.
Oh man.
You got.
So you going back all the way 2016 music? Like,
I'm just saying, brother. Like, you got. I mean, you got some talent, and if you writing these songs yourself, that's why I thought, I was like, man, when you said a line, and Messed Up, and I believe you said, let me get it right, because you had fun when you play your hand with the other man. Like, I'm like, this is like an R&B bar, like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I used to be a artist, and I listened to rappers, and
yeah.
Brother, that was a dope bar. You know what I mean? Like, and for you to sit there and say, well, I mean,
I mean, Messed Up, dude, like I said, Messed Up came, like, I used to just write songs based off of what I thought I knew. Not because I was going through it personally or, nothing like that. I'm just that talented of a writer where I can write about anything.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? And it don't have to necessarily have to be something personal that's going on with me. But it's just, I knew people would feel it. Like, and Messed Up I wrote that song in 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And it resonates, period.
Yeah,
it resonates whether it happened to you or not.
And I wrote that song, like, that was with totally different music. Like I said, that was with my guy Ty. But me and my guy Pop, we recreated it when I actually, because like I said, when the studio kind of went, I was just sitting on songs, so I came to my new producer named Pop. Shout out to Johnny. His name Johnny Still, Elliot, Lamont, Keith, Roy. Them my production, like, that's my production team.
The team, huh?
Yeah, so, we based, man, Pop kind of just went there, and I'm like, yo, about to lose my mind, living in this crazy world. Like, it's when I sung it, he just kind of played the keys to it, and then we just built around it a new sound. And I still used from the older sound, like the older song from Messed Up. I still use that. If you hit it, like, the guitar,
like, that almost speeds up a little bit towards the chorus.
That was from my old producer. I still use those elements that he had and put it into the new thing.
It mixed well.
Yeah. So it was, and it's a song that's, and I try to write timeless songs. I don't just try to, I'm not that type of artist where I'm gonna just write whatever's on the radio. Or, I'm like, yo, dude. People tell me all the time, like, yo, why you listen to the radio? I'm like, nah, man, I really don't. And that keeps me fresh. That keeps my mindset fresh. You know what I mean? So
that's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, cause I know even with the song Understanding, like, you know, like I heard that song and I'm like, oh, this is a hit. Like he don't even know.
And I don't even, and that song came from nowhere too. Like I was just sitting in my car. My boy Elliot sent me a record. He was like, yo, check this joint out. I wrote the song probably like in maybe 10, 20 minutes. It don't take days for me to write songs. Like I can, if I hit a beat and it's smashing, you know, soon that, I just knew I had to. I don't understand. I needed to, like, really, like, I don't really need to too much to write anything. Like that song came from nowhere. Like I wasn't in no relationship or I wasn't creeping around with nobody. You understand? At that time I was with my daughter's mother. You feel me? So it's like I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why I can't get you out of my head. I don't understand why you keep calling me if you got a man. Like I ain't experienced that for real. You know what I mean? So it's just, I just got a gift. One thing for certain, to show, I'm going to clear this up. Like, I love writing more than singing. Because I know writing is where the money at.
Facts.
And a lot of people can't write. But because I know how to sing, I can write and sing, and that's even more threat.
You may be our generation Smokey Robinson there, brother.
Yo, listen, dude, I'm telling you, like, I will give up, I would do if I had a publishing deal today, I will accept to not release no music or nothing like that to give my music to somebody that's gonna take it to the next level. I'm just trying to get paid. You understand? So then it ain't really, whether I be an artist or a writer, any avenue I go down, be successful because I'm good at it. You know, and I know I'm good at it. I'm confident. You know, so that's all that matters with that one.
I think that's a beautiful thing. And I mean, now bear with me, because you being a DMV artist, is there any DMV artists or any collaborations that you haven't done so far? Because, like, you got a song with Fat Trail, and you know what I mean? Like, and you've worked with bands and different things of that nature. Are there any DMV artists or collaborations that you want to make? Any producers you want to link up with?
Because, to be honest, the honest truth, I'm not even really in the mix. You understand? To know who's who. Because I feel like people know me because they like, yo, dude, because I went viral. That's the only reason why people actually really know who I am, or because I'm making a lot of noise on the block. You understand? Meaning, like, I'm street performing, I'm grinding. But as far as, like, showcases and, you know, little stuff that people be hosting, I'm really not even in the mix like that because I just feel like, you know, it's a waste of time. And I'm not about to waste my time to be in that type of mix and become a liability to society. Like, I got to protect my gift at all costs. Like, anybody can tell you after every gig, I go straight home. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't party. You know, if I'm at a club because I'm really not a club singer.
It takes discipline, though. Yeah,
I'm not a club singer where it's like I can go do a Bliss or I can go do an Echo stage or, you know, a 930 club type of situation. I'm not that type of, that's not my lane. Like, I'm more of a, yo, you need about $75 seat. You know what I mean? Meet me at the, you know, the City Winery or you know, stuff like that. Like, meaning I want people to buy seats.
Yeah.
I want to sell out seats. I want to make sure, dang, if I can sell out $500 seats, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of artist that I am. But all the other stuff, like, you know, and to answer your question as far as who would I want to collab with, you know, Ari Lennox is definitely somebody I would love to work with. And I know she's from here, you know. I tried to reach out to Wale one time, you know, he kind of gave me the cold shoulder, but that's a whole different type of topic. But, you know, it ain't really nobody in this area that I see. I mean, I'm not sure, because I don't really want to, like, you know.
You're in your own world. You're focused on your music and your craft. And
yeah, I mean, that's it. That's why it's hard to answer that type of question, because I don't really find inspiration in nobody else. You understand? Like, nobody has done anything for the DMV to be like, damn, I want to work with that guy. You know what I mean? Because it's always, you know, they either get on and forget, or, you know, because I feel like, this is my perspective, and you can cut this or whatnot.
This is you, brother.
Yeah,
this is
I
your
just feel
opinion.
like, you know, even from Wale's standpoint, you know what I mean? Of course, he put on his last show, he put on a couple people on and stuff like that, but you got some dope singers in this song. You got some dope singers in this area, and you claim you from this area. Anybody could have sung Chill from the DMV.
Yeah.
You understand? And like I said, it's no shade or none of that. Like, it's reality. Like, yo, you go out and get somebody else that's not even from your place, but you say, yo, you know, we should stick together, and, you know, we should bring each other up, and, like, who's leading the pack? You got the platform. Who's really leading the pack? Because anybody could have sung. I'm not even saying this for me, but anybody could have came in from the DMV that he probably knew was dope to sing Chill.
Facts.
But people don't look at it in that perspective. You understand? People not gonna look at it in that perspective, or because they like, you know, he ain't known enough, or he ain't signed to nobody. Like, so why would I put him on the record? You know what I mean? But like, nah, anybody can. Any male dope artist that's from the DMV could have sung Chill, and that it still would have been the song that it is today, or probably even better. And it probably still would have probably went number one too. Off of just Wale name alone.
Yeah.
But just imagine what that could have done to somebody's life in the DMV area who's looking to be in this industry, or who's looking, because everybody in Atlanta sticking together.
Facts.
Everybody in New York putting each other on.
Facts.
Everybody in California, they sticking together. They using their local artists, and, you know, bringing their local artists up.
Facts.
So what's so hard with reaching out to, like I said, it ain't even had to be me. But what I'm saying is, what was so hard to reach out to somebody, to bring somebody up? Like, nah, you know, Jeremiah, that sound cool. I'm gonna have my man sing it, and it still go where it go.
Yeah,
Who can't sing? Maybe we can be on chill tonight. Like, come on, like, easy.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we building the network, right? This is why we building this network now.
And
all
one
of the
thing
new
for
ones.
sure, thing for sure for me is, with this interview, when I get on, watch what I do for my own community. Like, cause it's bigger than music to me. You know what I mean? It's bigger than the performance to me. Watch what happen, man. You know, it's gonna be a situation where everybody's gonna be able to get in and eat and express who they are as artists. Because I'm when I get in the door, it's gonna be a done deal. Everybody can't go, but, you know, people will know. Like, damn, like, Sway really looked out. Because that's just the type of dude I am, period. Like, it's a bigger, we're facing a bigger problem just when it comes to music. You know, I'm just talking about as a culture, black culture, as black community. Like, what are we doing for the black community? Like, you know, how that say PG Prince George's Plaza, that's owned by a white man. You can't walk out the door and be like, yo, my grandfather owned this right here.
It's true.
None of us can walk out there. I can't even walk out and be like, yo, this my grandfather's shopping mall right here. He owned this whole joint. He owned this property. None of that. So like I said, for me, it's deeper than music, man. You know, music is just the avenue. Music is just a get in and get out type of situation. I'm not trying to be 50, 60 years old still trying to tour or make some money. Like, nah. You know, I'm going to grind in my 20s and 30s, 40s, travel the world, relax, 50s, 60s, prepare to die. You understand? So that's just my thing. You know what I mean? So, because I know nothing lasts forever. I don't care. You see the most successful artists back in the 90s, they all still trying to eat because they wasn't mentally in the right state of mind. Why buy $100,000 chain when you can buy $100,000 business? You understand? And I know people always say, yo, you won't know until you have it, or you may have 4 or 5 shows that's paying you $150,000, $30,000, but trust and believe. Trust and believe. Like, power is in wealth. When you're wealthy, you got power. When you own, you got power. I should play you a song that I wrote called Black Problems.
Black Problems.
And people didn't even hear this yet, my guy. Like, you about to be the first one to take a glimpse.
Okay.
Of
exclusive.
Yeah.
I love it.
People not even hip like to where my mind is. You gotta listen to, people always listen to like the beat, and because it's cranking, like people gotta actually really listen to the lyrics and what people are saying, man. Like, and this is what I stand on. You feel me? What is that? Oh. Dude, I was on the plane and I wrote this when I saw the CNN news and see what's going on social media, see what was going on in the community and stuff like this. My producer ended up sending me, so I got like a couple producers I go to for certain tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one guy, his name Kid Cannibal. I met him through Just Paul. You know who Just Paul is, right? Yeah, that's my man too. Yeah. So he kind of linked us together, and we kind of just we got a couple records together.
Nice.
Man, Cannibal. But this is a sneaky record right here called Black Problems.
Can't keep what you don't own. Too much for an iPhone. Too much for you at home. How you gonna lead when you're not strong? How you gonna preach when you do wrong? Everybody wanna make it. Yeah, everybody keep faking. Too much for your dashboard, but can't pay for a passport. Can't take if it's not yours. Pride kills like the drug lord. Murder at the drugstore. Gotta better city back. Don't put it on Instagram. They don't like it when you lend a hand. What you gonna do with your freedom? You gotta be free, son. Don't hold back. We gotta confuse the man. Pound for pound. Fight back all the race issues. Black on black, and we don't have to do. Stay together, show what we can do. I'm about to go off. Y'all better wake up. Y'all been sleep too long. Y'all better hold on. Yeah, you a king. For sure you a queen. Metalin skin on the screen. You ain't gotta twerk for the scene. I know you gotta dance for the green. They pay the light bills for the king. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm trying to take a win for the team. I wanna bring a Grammy to the city now. We got it out the mud, but they put us down. Hands up, don't shoot, gotta shut it down. What I do for you is for you, son. We gotta stop playing with the handgun. Gotta be a dad to my grandson. Gotta bring a wealth cause it ain't none. We gotta pass it down to my children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. I mean, the sound, the lyrics. I mean, even how you guys mixed it is like hairpin type, bro. Like, I mean, like it's, yeah. I mean, that's a dope song, bro. Like, I mean, that almost segues right into like one of my last questions, which is what's next, man? Like, what new music's coming out? Like, what shows are you going on tour? I mean,
yeah,
like,
well, so
record deal.
Yeah, so what that is, I'm about to release a single February 19th, called "The Way,"
Nice.
Featuring Veronica King.
Okay.
A song that I wrote maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, we've been setting up for maybe over 2 years, since 2018. So we about to do that. So that show and release parties at Felt at the MGM. MGM Felt, and
That's in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's definitely in a few weeks. And, you know, after that, you know, I'm going to surround my project around that and, you know, in that field and stuff like that. And, you know, see what it, you know, try to get it to radio and stuff like that. And, you know, try to make this be the one that people remember me for. I feel good about the record. Other people feel good about the record because it was an anonymous decision for it to be the single because I had a single selection party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and maybe 30, 35 people came out and they all voted on what song is going to be, you know, the top one to push.
Dope.
And, you know, The Way was definitely that one that everybody voted for. So
I love the sound already. I mean, just the title is...
Oh, man, like, off camera, I'll play it for you. But it's definitely going to be one of those ones where, you know, people going to be like, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? So what's next? You know, shooting a documentary, too. Then we're going to try to, you know, from the streets, you know, to the stage. That's going to be the name of the documentary. And we're going to try to shoot it, you know, to try to at least get it to Netflix or something like that. So
That's lit.
That's basically it for me, man. And, you know, until next time, man, shows and stuff, like, all on my page and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And I mean, all right, so bear with me, because I like to do these little extra segments. It's called the DMV's Opinion, where it's your definition of these certain words and or what they mean to you. Okay? So the first word would be that I want to ask you, and this is just whatever just comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be, you know, like a Webster definition or whatever. What does music mean to you? How would you define music?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
I love it. Independent woman. How would you define that?
She was Sagittarius.
Shout out to the Sagittarius, all the sexy Sagittarius out there.
Yeah.
What does special mean?
Special?
Special. You named the song that.
I mean, genuine love, you know, happiness. You know, just many things, you know.
Right. Okay. What does messed up mean?
Oh, man. Messed up is another word for you fucked up.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, what does understanding mean?
Knowledge.
I like that. I think a lot of conscious brothers gonna definitely respect that answer. And the last word is love. What does love mean to Kenny Sway?
The human race, man. You know, love is kind, love is patient, you know. Love is peace, you know. Love is the human race, you know. It's a universal thing, you know. Can't nobody deny that. You know what I mean? Can't nobody in this world ever deny love, because when you around love, love is always going to forever be in your presence. You know, positivity is love, you know what I mean? Staying out the way is love. And, you know, I wrote something on my IG just, you know, a couple hours ago, man. It's just towards the black man. You know, I was like, this just lets you know what my thoughts be. I was like, black man, stay out of jail. It's not worth it. You know, that petty argument, not worth it. You know, that drive-by in the community, not worth it. That female you putting your hands on, not worth it. That robbery, not worth it. You know, be a king, don't be a prisoner. So.
And with that, brother, I think we're going to leave on that wise note, man. Kenny Sway, R&B singer, songwriter, musician, band leader, future R&B.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. This is the DMV affiliates, DMV behind the scenes. Shout out to Capital Magazine. We gone.
Peace.